Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of the Backwoods Cabin. I just got back from Louisiana last night. It was about 84 there yesterday. It's going to get to 39 here today in Minnesota. As you can see, nothing is greened up or anything, but most of the snow is gone. I started the wood stove for Dad this morning. I'm not positive he's coming out today, but I'm pretty sure he probably will. And we'll go inside and take a look at what he's been doing. I was in there and looked at it last night and again this morning, and it's looking pretty good. Alright, well, my dad did come out today, and since I haven't been here for a very long time, we ended up chatting for a few hours and going through everything. He did work on the beams today. He was doing some staining on the final beams. We'll take a look at that in a minute, and he went through everything that he did here, so let me just give you guys a peek. So these are the logs that go around the kitchen stove that are up there. You guys have watched these when they were just drying and stuff like that. But they're set up. It's just kind of the next project he's going to be working on once the beams are done. This log right here is going to support the end of the kitchen table. You guys haven't really seen anything with the kitchen table. That was done right at the end of the season before we could no longer get into the cabin anymore by vehicle. So you'll just have to watch this, and then in later episodes come up and see exactly where this is going to fit in. Okay, in this part of the workshop, here are the beams. These are for the ceiling. First we'll put up the ceiling boards, which are actually coming from, what state did he say they were? All the way from Florida, I believe. They're a certain kind of a cedar that's already pre-finished. It's a white cedar with lots of knots. And then he wanted to do beams below that. So these here now are put together and stained. This is something that he put off for a long time because making them is so boring. So these are the stained ones. Those up there have already been stained, and the first coat of varnish is on. They're just a hollow false beam, and in fact he's even done, if you can see it here, this side of the beam, if we just look at that bottom one, is a little bit wider than that end right there, which there's a 5/12 pitch on the inside of that cabin, and that'll actually give it the effect that it has more of a pitch to it. If I remember right, just before I left, he was working on the actual cabinets themselves that the doors get hooked up to. He's got those all done now, painted. The inside has to be stained yet, but everything's made. This little piece you see here is actually going to be going above the refrigerator once again until it all gets put back into place. Once we can drive in there, you'll just kind of have to use your imagination. If we're looking at this upper cabinet, kind of where I'm sitting is about where that kitchen stove is. So he had to make a little corner cabinet in there. It was kind of a dead space. It was hard to deal with, but he wanted a little cabinet, so he did that. And then he made, this is a pretty neat looking little door here. Okay, so I mean it's really dusty and everything, but he's got the aromatic cedar on the inside and kind of just wrapped it in logs, made it different from the other ones, but I think it's going to be pretty neat. Alright, so if you guys remember in that kitchen area, kind of separating the kitchen from the living area, there's a kind of a center island right there. In fact, here, let me throw a clip in. This will kind of show what it looks like last time we left. Okay, so the face of it that you see there when you're standing by the door, this is going to go on there. So it's kind of neat. This will be the part where the stools will go up against, but it's just kind of unique and different, and it turned out really nice. Alright, so when I left last time, you guys saw all these doors also that were all done for the cabinets and everything like that. Well, now he has made doors. This is the door to the master bedroom. And this one here is going to be, you'll have to check it out when it gets done because this kind of opens uniquely, and I can't even explain it until it's up. And then when you're actually standing outside of the bedroom door looking at it, there's going to be a round log, or a partially rounded log on the top there that gives this the effect that it's got kind of an arched top. But from the inside of the bedroom, then you'll still see it square. But until it gets on there, and I can show you that, and once again, you're just going to have to use your imagination. But that turned out pretty nice as well. This smaller door here in front, this one is for the broom closet. And you can see how these boards kind of stick out on the side. And I'll show you what that's for. This is the other part of that. He actually made wooden hinges for these to open with. So they'll actually kind of be like that with a peg in there. And that's how they'll open it. You know, in fact, he even made a little model of them. Let me show you what that looks like. So here you can see his little rough model before he did it, and then the door sits in this thing and then opens like that. And this bigger door right here, this door is for the pantry, which is in that same hallway that the broom closet is in. So, you know, it's got the same design and everything, but I mean, that's just pine boards and it looks really good. And this here, I think, was the funnest project that he did. We talked quite often on the phone and stuff when I was gone, and this seemed to be the one that he liked the most. This is the kitchen sink. He made it out of wood. And now there is no running water in the cabin up there. I mean, this is a good, he went in and got a good spar type varnish that's a marine type that will work good for this. It's not like water will sit in here for hours and hours or anything like that. So it should get a good long life out of this, and I don't know, it really does look pretty good. And now if you look at this, this is where the countertop will sit. So it'll be one of them sinks that sits out of the countertop. There will still be some work going on in here. These beams will be finished, and of course, like you've seen, working on that stuff for around the kitchen stove and everything, so I'll keep up to date on that, but it won't be long now. We're talking, he's driving up next, I don't know, next week to see if a person can get in there yet. I think there's still going to be too much snow on the main road that goes in there, because that is used for ski trails in the wintertime, but it's not going to be long and we're going to be back up there. This winter when I was down in Louisiana, he sent me a picture. And the snow was so deep here that it was over the top. You could not see this gate at all. All you could see was these little log things sticking out the top. So we've come a long ways. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. Now that I'm back, I'll try to stay a little more on top of these videos. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update right when I got back so you could see what's been happening. So stay tuned. We're almost ready to drive in.